Eyes of Steel over the Caribbean, America's MQ-9 deployment to Puerto Rico. It began quietly. No grand speeches, no official press releases, and no marching bands to announce it. Only the distant hum of turbines cutting through the warm Puerto Rican air late one humid afternoon. From a distance, it looked like a silver bird gliding low across the bay. But to those watching closely, this was no ordinary aircraft. It was an MQ-9 Reaper, a lethal, all-seeing eye in the sky, and it had just landed on U.S. soil in the Caribbean. A silent arrival. Rafael Hernandez Airport in Aguadilla. Puerto Rico is known more for civilian cargo and regional flights than for military hardware. Yet in recent weeks, the atmosphere had changed. Runways that once echoed with commercial engines now trembled under the weight of military convoys. Technicians in dark uniforms offloaded sensor pods, satellite gear, and Hellfire missiles under floodlights. Each MQ-9, sleek, pale, and menacing, was equipped with high-definition cameras capable of reading a license plate from 50,000 feet. The U.S. flag and a small Air National Guard insignia were stenciled onto its wings. Officially, Washington described the deployment as a regional surveillance enhancement program. But behind closed doors, senior Pentagon officials referred to it as Operation Caribbean Shield, a joint deterrence mission meant to restore control over a region increasingly caught between smuggling networks, piracy, and political instability. The Caribbean had changed. Drug cartels from South America were moving shipments through new sea routes. Intelligence suggested that some of those operations were protected by paramilitary escorts, possibly even sponsored by hostile governments. And so, the U.S. decided to act. From command centers in Puerto Rico and Florida, operators sat before walls of monitors filled with live video feeds. Their hands rested on joysticks and control panels, piloting aircraft thousands of miles away. The MQ-9s, powered by turboprop engines, climbed into the night sky, their wingtips glinting faintly under the moonlight. One by one, they rose above the Caribbean waters, vanishing into the dark horizon. From 40,000 feet, they could see everything. Ships slicing through waves, fishing vessels drifting idly, and fast-moving boats skimming the sea like shadows. At 02:47 a.m., one drone detected movement near the Venezuelan maritime border. A radar ping revealed a speedboat traveling north at high velocity with no transponder signal. Thermal imaging confirmed multiple heat signatures aboard. "Command, we've got a possible narco run," said the operator. "Tracking target. Target confirmed. Awaiting authorization." The order came minutes later. A single missile was armed and released. A flash split the ocean apart, and within seconds, the vessel was engulfed in flame. The explosion was brief, violent, and absolute. The drone hovered silently as its cameras transmitted every second to headquarters. By morning, news of the strike spread worldwide. Venezuelan media called it an act of aggression. Washington called it a lawful maritime interdiction. Days later, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth arrived aboard the USS Wasp amphibious assault ship off Puerto Rico's coast. Standing before a formation of sailors and Marines, he declared, "What you're doing right now, this is not training. This is real. The Caribbean is no longer a quiet sea. It's a front line." Reporters aboard the ship transmitted live images of U.S. F-35 jets roaring overhead and amphibious LAV-25s rolling across Puerto Rican beaches for coastal defense drills. But those drills, locals whispered, didn't feel like drills at all. Puerto Rican citizens began noticing black SUVs near airports, increased patrols along beaches, and military convoys at night. Local fishermen spoke of machines that hum like bees, circling offshore long after sunset. The drones never slept. Even as Washington reassured the public, tension rippled across Latin America. Venezuela accused the U.S. of using counter-narcotics as an excuse for a military buildup.